Hi, hi. Thank you. So, coronavirus. Didn't see that coming, did we? Yeah, so my name is Ansar, and I hate my name being repeated back to me. My last name, definitely. People think that's my first name, and that annoys the crap out of me. Yo, Mustafa! Like, it's not Mustafa, it's Mustafa. And not only that, that's my surname and not my first name. And then they say, oh, so what's your first name? And I say it's Ansar. And they say Anwar. Anwar. Where did you get the W from? Come on. If I can get Pete right, you think you can at least have the decency to get Ansar right. So there was this guy at work, and he had a problem. He didn't tell anybody about it. But he had a problem, and he'd always find a way to weasel out of situations, like get-togethers and Christmas parties, that sort of thing. And we found out it's because he's recognized by everybody. Wherever he goes, he's actually recognized by everybody. You wouldn't believe what he was. He was an Elvis impersonator. I'm not really a comedian. I tell a few jokes, but that's about it. Oh, look at you all thinking, oh, get off. But hear me out. I'm quite a funny person, but probably not for the same reasons as everybody's thinking that, oh, he's a good comedian, he tells good jokes. I pause a lot. Don't know why. But yeah, I pause a lot, and I'm thinking about the punchline before the joke's over, and it just ruins it. But there are occasions when all of that goes away. I say something funny, and no fucker hears you. I mean, the moment I say the most profound thing, or the most profound and funniest joke, no motherfucker hears me. Why? That pisses me off. So, not only that, but the thing is, when you tell a joke to a girl, what tends to happen? She laughs. Bingo. But then you tell her another joke. Bingo. She laughs again. And then you think, okay, this might be good. You never know. This could be a nice little way to, talk to the ladies. And then you get put into the friend zone. The friend zone. And that's where I've stayed up until this day, and possibly even tomorrow. The friend zone. And it's so annoying because, like, what do most women say that they want? They want a nice man with a good sense of humour. Second thing is always a good sense of humour. First one's either nice or fit. Second thing is good sense of humour. Okay, I might not fit the hit. I might not have the face for it, but ladies, I can tell a joke like a motherfucker. Do you ever go through life thinking, I shouldn't actually be here? I get that all the time. Why is a lift called a lift? It takes you up, yeah, that's fine. But when you go down, it's not called a lift. Or it shouldn't be called a lift. What should it be called? A descent? A dissenter? I don't know. You know, this coronavirus, it's just getting out of hand now. 6 months until I go back to work. It might sound amazing to everyone. Might sound amazing to the most laziest person ever. But, I'm saying but, I have seen pretty much everything I need to see on YouTube, everything I need to see on Netflix, everything I need to see on Amazon Prime. What else is there that I can do? I can go for a walk. Yeah, that's brilliant. I can go for a walk. Can I go to a shop, buy a drink? Possibly. It's not always on the cards. Most of the shops are closed, and you're thinking, well, that was a nice trip out. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you lately that I care? It's hard being an Asian person in the modern age. Apart from the fact that you get stopped and get questioned or get thought of as a T word, you end up having to book a nice holiday for yourself or go on a work trip, and you just have the most bad luck. Well, I do anyway. I'll tell you a little story. So I was going to Texas for the first time, and I was going to America for the first time, and I booked myself a online visa thing, and it came through pretty much straight away, and I tweeted it out to the rest of the world and sent it to my friends. Look, I'm going to America, yay! And you do all of that. You tweet it, you Instagram it, and you socially media the crap out of it, and you're like there thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be going na 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 na, and then you get to Heathrow Airport, and what happens at Heathrow Airport is that you go to the check-in counter, and there you are, your bag is in your hand, you've got your backpack with you. Yes, your backpack, and then you've got your passport ready, and everything's all nice and happy. And then before you can even go to the checkout counter, there's a guy at a little podium, and he says, "Can I have your passport, please?" I gave him my passport. Nice Indian chap. And he took one look at me, took one look at the passport, took another look at me, and then put a sticker on the back of my passport and put SSSS on it. And I'm like, hello, what's that? So I thought, you know what? It's been a while since I flew internationally. Let's go and have a look. So let's just go to the checkout and put my bags on the plane. Well, I didn't physically put my bags on the plane. So I went to the check-in desk and I gave my passport to the lady. She gave me a boarding pass, all the usual stuff, blah, blah, blah. But then I go to the gate when it's time to go to the gate. And you know when it's time to go to the gate because you're like 10 bloody miles away from where you need to be. And it's like, why don't they just make everything closer? So there I am. I get to the gate. I sit down. I wait for the guys to call everybody over to go into the lovely tunnel and into the plane. And suddenly I hear my name. Can Mr. Ansar Mustafa please come to the front, please? And I'm thinking, oh shit, what the fuck? So I go and speak to the lady, and she says, we just need to verify who you are and just check your bags and your person. And I'm like, my person? And she's like, yes, you've just been randomly selected. Randomly selected. So these 4 S's on the back of my passport don't mean anything. She just smiled at me sweetly and pointed me towards the side of the gate. I was told to take my shoes off, told to open my bag so they can inspect it. And while I was getting inspected, the lady that was looking in my bag, she actually properly looked inside my bag, and I was like, you're not going to find anything there. I don't even have any Haribos. And she was like, so what do you do for a living? Again, this is another Asian person. And I said, oh, I'm in the events industry. And she said, oh, that's very good. What do you do? And I said, well, I go all over the world. I run exhibitions and trade shows and everything. And then she said, oh, does it pay well? And I said, it pays okay. Could be better. And she said, oh, get me in. And I'm like, I wouldn't have you anywhere near me or my company. And because you're searching me, you think I would even contemplate that? And she was like, okay, now go over there. And then the guy just frisked me and what have you. And I went back and sat back with everybody else. And then I just noticed I was not the only Asian person on that flight that day. There was a whole load of Patels, whole load of Guptas, and a whole load of Asians, and I was the only Mustafa there. And it's like, what the hell? There were a couple of Caucasian people there, and that was it. Some quaint backpackers, and that was it. And I just thought to myself, okay, so there's a plane full of brown people going to America. Oh, by the way, this was in 2012, maybe 2013. And you only search me because of my name. And I actually spoke to the lady at the gate, and she said, no sir, it is completely random. So I thought, okay, you know what, forget it, I can't be arsed with it. Got on the plane, everything was brilliant, enjoyed the in-flight entertainment. And then when I got to Texas, guess what? Yeah, I got stopped. I didn't just get stopped. I got delayed by about an hour or so, just waiting for somebody to come and see me. When they did come and see me, they were like, we don't have any record of you. I can't do an American accent. I'll try. Hey, buddy. No, do they all say hey, buddy? No, they don't. Hey, buddy. We don't have you on file here. Are you meant to be here? Who booked your ticket? Where do you live? Who lives with you? Who are your friends? Who are your family? What do they do? All that. That's all I got. And I was like, you know what? I got nothing to hide. This is who I am. This is what I'm here for. Go spin on both of these. And I didn't say that last bit, by the way. But I felt it. And feeling victimized like that, it was just a bit weird. Firstly, in Heathrow Airport, where I had people of my own colour, of my own ethnic background, stop me, actually single me out, and then stop me, and then search me, and then frisk me, and only to find that I was the only brown person to get frisked that day on that flight. To then the United States of America not even knowing that I was meant to be arriving, even though I applied for the ESTA, and it was like, are you guys fucking organized or what? And it just made me laugh to myself. So the next international trip I had, you're not going to believe it, same thing, but this time the guy didn't write SSS on the back of my passport. They wrote it on my fucking boarding card. On my fucking boarding card. I've got so many pictures of so many boarding cards with SSS written on them, and every single time that I've actually had to board a plane, before it I've been searched, I've been frisked, I feel like Diana Ross. What should I do if I sing out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Yeah, so it's hard. It's hard being an Asian person after 2001. And you thought it was harder before then. It became 10 times worse than that. And it's just annoying that even now you're getting those same kind of issues coming along. Like, where was the last place I visited? Oh, yeah. So I went to Indonesia. Nobody batted an eyelid. I went to Brazil. Nobody batted an eyelid. Yeah, so it's like, get a grip. And they always know who they need to keep an eye out for. Which is why, like, those certain people get away with things up to a point, and then on the news the police say, oh yeah, we knew it was going to happen. Then why didn't you stop it? Why did you not stop it? What do we pay you for? As I get older, I get grumpier. I get annoyed with little things. I get annoyed with a lot of things, actually. But this is the thing, things aren't going to get better. Not for people like us. It's, what can you say? It's just the way it is. And the problem with the way things are at the moment is that we're not helping ourselves. We're saying, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, but nobody's saying, look, why are you picking on me? Things have to change. I'm actually a techie or a geek by trade. I'm not a comedian at all, and I don't even want to be honest with you. But I can tell you some techie jokes, I guess. Here's one. Helvetica and Times New Roman walk into a bar. The barman turns around and says, "Get out of here. We don't serve your type." No, I didn't think so. So during this lockdown period, people have been keeping themselves busy. A lot of people have been messing around with jigsaws. I've seen somebody. I was actually delivering food to a house, and the guy in his front room was playing with like a 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, and I'm like, wow, just before dinner. But yeah, like, people are keeping themselves busy. They're playing board games as well. They're getting sick of the internet, which is interesting and probably a good thing to some extent. And I saw this guy taking his Scrabble board across the road to his neighbour, and he accidentally tripped, and all the pieces fell on the floor. And I had to go up to him and say, hey, what's the word on the street? Now this is going to be a really funny one. So during the lockdown, I've been delivering takeaways for a restaurant called Karma Lounge. Would you really call your restaurant Karma Lounge? Well, I guess you would, if they serve what you deserve. Why doesn't a scientist trust atoms? Because they make up everything. How do you drown a hipster? Throw him in the mainstream. I like that one. Pretty good. Hipsters I don't get. It's like, when I was doing cool stuff, it was cool to me and to my friends. And suddenly it's boring for everyone else, or it's not, it's not accepted by other people. But then when hipsters do it, it's like, oh my God, that's so cool. You're so new age. You're so crazy. And like, it's like, what the hell? The same thing with fandom and geekdom. Like 10 years ago, no, sorry, more than 10 years ago, nearly 20, 25 years ago, I'd get laughed at for being a Star Trek fan. But now people are, well, okay, maybe not Star Trek, maybe that's not a good example, but being a Spider-Man and a Marvel comic book character fan, yeah, you'd get laughed at. Especially when you're in year 11 at school. Yeah, it's not good. Don't do it then. Year 8's fine, year 7's fine. Year 9, get rid of that shit. So, I really can't tell jokes in this kind of environment as a comedian. But when somebody says something and I have a quick witty quip, it's bloody hilarious. Again, that's only if somebody hears it. But I'm just going to give this up. I don't think I can do this. Back to the day job. So guys, I hope you liked my little experiment telling you jokes during this quarantine period. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This quarantine period has showed me one thing, and that condoms are not alone anymore. They are not the only things to be discarded on the side of the road now. It's also the rubber gloves and face masks. And I'll leave you with that. Good night.